This is the Effing One Podcast, Australia's only Formula One podcast with Adam and Luke.
G'day and... that was weird.
Keep that in.
Try again. G'day and welcome to Effing One Podcast, Australia's only Formula One podcast. Luke, have we checked out yet?
Nope.
Okay. To the Red Bull Ring, Austria, we went. Yodele, 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 yoo. To Austria, Europe. Not Australia in the Pacific. Let's not confuse the two. Austria, slightly different spelling, a lot more strudel, and a lot more Dutch people watching Grand Prix. Or as we like to call them at F1 Podcast, McLaren fans. Some things you may not know about Austria, it has one of the oldest flags in the world. It invented the sewing machine. And the capital, Vienna, recently defeated 7-time world champion Melbourne as the most livable city in the world. It is the home of the first non-Mercedes-Benz race win of the year. Woo! Yes!
Spoiler alert.
Finally! Shake and bake! Good news. But, more controversially, as Ferrari is on the receiving end of another steward's decision that didn't go their way. This race set off another tweet storm about Formula One. Who would want to be a Formula One steward? So it is time to head, pants down, head first, into the Austrian GP. Luke, welcome, ja. Welcome to Austria, the first race on YouTube. I think that was actually...
That was the best Austrian impersonation on this podcast ever.
You could be right.
Yep. Thanks, ads.
That's right.
I'm going to get straight into a tweet that I read over the weekend of the Austrian Grand Prix. At the end of the race, there was a gentleman. He will remain unnamed.
We're going to rename him.
Wanker!
Douchebag!
This is what he said. An amazing race, but irritating when people say, see, F1 is great. We had to wait about 68 of 71 laps for a race to break out. That's not the way it should be. Fans paid for 71 laps of racing, and that's what they deserve. People need to get real.
What? Get real?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Get real?
First up he says, an amazing race. You should have just stopped right there.
Yeah, next.
But irritating when people say, see, F1 is great when you have a good racetrack.
Yep.
When you have even competition, it is great. And what the Austrian Grand Prix was a great race. For 71 laps, there's shit going on. Yep. Max, from the first lap, he goes back to 8th or 9th after he grabbed anti-stall. He fucked up his start. And then he worked his way through. So as he's working his way through, that's a race. Every bit of it's a race, up and down the paddock. It's all happening. All the cars are racing wheel to wheel, sometimes wheel into wheel, and we'll get onto that shortly. But I just can't believe he's like, fans paid for 71 laps. I went to Melbourne. True, I didn't pay for it. But...
Did you not?
No. I jumped the fence. You didn't pay for it either.
That's true.
We paid for accommodation.
That's true.
That semen-stained room that we had.
That was nasty. That was a nasty room.
I'm going to invent some kind of soundproof dome over you.
Yeah.
For me, for future trips, and for Haley.
You know you're struggling when you've got two single beds that close to each other, and there's no room to get changed, to stand up. We were getting dressed horizontally just so we had the room. There was no room to stand up. Anyway. Hey, it was a bonding experience for you and I.
It was.
We spent a lot of time together.
We've done that before in Melbourne for the Grand Prix.
But we had producer Pete with us.
We had Pete with us.
And it was impossible to get into that bathroom.
Yep.
With producer Pete.
He hogged that mirror.
Let's suffice this, he's a well-groomed man.
It's meticulous. But, yes, this gentleman on Twitter, people need to get real. Like... It's very difficult to remember a race. Like you look at maybe the Chinese Grand Prix, Daniel Ricciardo came from behind.
That was a fucking race.
A safety car. But
Brilliant.
The thing is, it wasn't a race until Hartley and who was it?
Had a little get together.
Yeah, had a bingle.
Definitely Hartley.
Gasly.
Gas man.
And they bingled. They put some parts everywhere. They brought out a safety car, and that made the race. There was no safety car in this race.
There hasn't been
Everyone finished the
there
race.
hasn't been many safety cars this season.
No.
There really hasn't.
No.
Surprisingly. But that was a great race.
That was a great race.
The Austrian Grand Prix was a great race. I don't know what he's talking about. He's a dick. Move on.
Complete dick.
Unbelievable. Who is he anyway? don't mention his name. We don't want to know.
He will remain nameless. Look, got it out. It's like your UGE day.
UGE day. I can't even do it now.
Fucked it up.
I fucked it up. A big podcast, Luke. Huge podcast. Big fella. High five. I'm excited. We're going to dissect this Austrian GP. Hand out some awards, of course, as we do. Going to chat to 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel on this Little Aussie Battlers podcast. That's amazing, Luke. We can get a 4-time world champion on this podcast. He's coming up in just a couple of secs. An update from the new proposed Formula One race, the 2020 race that everyone's talking about. The proposed, not Vietnam, not...
Oh, 2020. Jesus Christ.
Is it? It's 2020's next year. That is frightening. Do you ever think that? You go, fucking...
We got a lot of work to do.
It's 2019.
Melbourne's been locked in for next year.
No.
They have. Didn't you get the email?
No, I didn't get the email.
You don't check your emails, do you? Let's go on about checking emails, shall we?
Was that Bratches? Did he email you directly?
I got an email from Bratches. Remember that we entered a little podcast competition?
Did. Yeah.
Who was that through Pod?
I feel like we're getting off track.
Through Road.
Yeah. Oh, the guys at Rode. They make the best mics.
They do.
Make the best podcasting equipment.
This is not an ad.
This is not an ad. But suffice to say, we won something. It wasn't quality. It was like,
It's a couple $100 worth of kit.
a little Aussie. Keep your chin up, fellas. Keep on working hard. One day you'll
Not
be
everyone got one.
a half decent podcast.
Yeah.
And we won something, and I forgot to. You had 1 month to claim it, and I forgot to claim it. Anyway,
When did you check that email?
it was in my junk folder. It went to my junk folder. I've got very high security restrictions, Luke. All right. I am a very private. I'm like Sebastian Vettel. I'm a very private man. Very private.
I've been meaning to bring that up for so many podcasts. I keep forgetting. And once you said, she's like, yep, I'm jumping on that email.
Damn it.
Yes.
You know what I did when I... it's okay. I'm going to keep
Give him
moving
an update.
on.
Give him an update.
Well, I did email them and I said, look, by the way...
3 months later.
3 months later. And they said, yeah, no worries. We're going to post it to you.
Hey.
They're posting us.
We're still going to get it.
We got some little lapel mics and it's a mobile recorder. Anyway, they're posting it. I checked the mailbox before I came here tonight to your place.
Thanks, Rode.
So thank you, Rode.
Thanks for checking your email.
It hasn't arrived yet. They might have just been saying that they're going to send it.
It'll be a cup and string.
Oh, great.
Here's your new podcast equipment. Hello, Luke. Can you hear me? Yes.
Oh, dear. We've also got we've got Dan Watch.
Dan Watch.
Dan Watch. The personality of Formula One. Everyone loves him. He's the reason Formula One makes any money. Dan Ricciardo. We're going to find out what he's been up to. We've got to get him on the podcast soon as well, Luke. Remind me, can you make a note of that?
Email. Our contact.
Dan. Yeah, we've got to contact. Dude or douchebag. We're going to play a little dude or douchebag, and we're going to feature Kevin Magnussen. Is he a dude
Or
is he a douchebag? We've got a little special scientific formula that tells us.
where did that noise come from?
I think that was me. I do apologise. The device is very similar to the Charlie and the Chocolate Factories, where they sit on the good egg and the bad egg. You know, the Veruca Salt. When she sat on it, and she was a bad egg.
Isn't a Veruca a kind of wart?
Maybe. Or an ingrown toenail. I can't remember. I'm not sure. So we're going to play that dude or douchebag. Very exciting. Kevin Magnussen. Oh, is he a dude or a douchebag? Think about it. I don't know. We'll find out soon. Preview of this is a double podcast, by the way. We're going to then jump into the British GP at Silverstone. We're going to head over to the UK from Austria. Just a hop, skip, and a jump. We're going to jump on the British bandwagon. What are they? I'm trying to think of a British car.
Maybe like a double-decker bus?
Double-decker bus.
A red double-decker bus?
That
or
makes sense.
The black cabs?
The black cabs.
Horse and carriage?
Well, I don't think they're
On
specific.
the back of a tramp's back?
Yeah. Up the Thames.
The Thames?
Your Thames
The
in your
Thames,
little
Big
water
Ben.
boat. Yeah. And we're going to drive the circuit. We're going to throw you in the PlayStation 4 and have you drive the Silverstone track. You probably don't know this is going to happen, but this is going to happen.
I haven't driven a lap at all.
Have you not?
No.
All right, good. Is that one of your favourite tracks to drive?
I'll find out.
All right. Effing what? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing effing what? There's too much stuff in the podcast, Luke. We've got to cut.
Chock-a-block.
We've got to trim the fat, and that, I'm afraid, is the fat. Speaking of which, and Kimi Räikkönen, another world champion on this podcast. Whew! It's a big podcast,
That was a big intro.
It's a big intro. I'm exhausted. Can we wrap this thing up? No. What we need to do is commentate the highlights package of the Austrian Grand Prix.
Now, we haven't been doing this for a while.
We promised our fans, when I say our fans, I mean your mum, the only person that listens to this podcast as frequently. She's the most frequent podcaster.
Yeah.
Your mum.
That's a fruit bat outside, if anyone can hear that.
It's an unusual noise.
It's also producer Pete.
Yep.
He's up the tree shaking out the bats. Go away, they're trying to record.
We have to fire him.
They're biting him.
He's not what, he's overrated. He's overpaid.
Well, after these bites, we'll see what he comes back with,
All
if he has any bad diseases.
All right.
Let nature take its course. So this is the first Grand Prix for a while that we've actually had highlights. So I thought might as well commentate the highlights package, you and I.
Okay, bear with us. It's 7 minutes long.
We can dust the rust off.
Please, don't leave if you don't want 7 minutes of...
You can skip.
There will be something afterwards.
Yeah.
We will continue podcasting after.
All right, are you ready?
We're ready. And it's lights out for 29-ton Austrian Grand Prix, and we're racing at Spielberg. Go, go, go.
Max Verstappen struggled off the line. Now he's back in probably 7th there.
Lando Norris, what's he doing up there?
Oh, he's putting his elbows out.
Look
He's got
at him.
Lewis
God.
Hamilton right on his rear.
Oh, suck it, douchebag.
They're going up the hill to turn 3. Norris on the inside, Hamilton on the outside. Leclerc easily in the lead ahead of Bottas. Hamilton and Norris go side by side
Norris.
around the corner. Oh, you could go side by side around that corner. Didn't know that.
Yep, didn't run into each other. Beautiful. Look at Norris go. He's a talent, isn't he?
Staying on the inside. And look at Kimi Räikkönen. It's made a great start.
Oh, Kimi on the outside.
Around
Kimi's
the outside of
taken Norris.
He's trying to. He did it.
Oh.
He stuck it well.
Kimi.
Some lock brakes in the background. Daniel's had a terrible start. He's gone backwards very quickly. I think he left the handbrake on.
Speaking of bad starts,
Yeah.
Max Verstappen.
Oh, he's
all the way back. His
just
worst start of the year.
in front of Gasman. Going to lap 4. Sebastian Vettel got the DRS open behind. Lando Chuck Norris dives on the inside and then really squeezes him.
Oh,
For
Vettel.
no particular reason.
You dirty
You
driver.
finger boy motherfucker.
He pushes Lando Norris off and takes him.
Lando gets back under the slipstream, tries to go around the outside, side by side, down to turn 4. But Sebastian's got the inside.
Yep.
Makes the move.
That's a nice move.
Good, nice and easy. Clean racing. Clean.
Very clean. Verstappen in 7th, Gasly in 8th. And we're shooting over to lap number 7. And it's Lando Norris about to be taken by Max Verstappen on the inside.
Max got the DRS open, dives down the inside.
Yeah, it's
and
a nice
Lando
move.
leaves him be. Lando said, I'm not going to fight with these guys because I don't want to waste my tyres or impact my strategy.
He's not racing against these guys. Here goes Kimi Räikkönen is getting taken by Verstappen. Verstappen on a bit of a charge
Great
here.
start for Raikkonen.
Good start for Räikkönen.
Superb work from him.
Oh, and the McLaren fans. The whole sea of orange in the stadium, Luke.
Yep.
They're all going for McLaren, aren't
Yeah,
they?
that's nice. Yeah, McLaren did such a great job, and now
Such a
there's
great
a
job.
massive grandstand in the middle of the Austrian Grand Prix,
Yep.
paying homage to Lando Norris. And Lando Norris
Lando
dives down the
Norris.
inside of Kimi Räikkönen.
Oh,
Kimi pulls
Kimi.
out. He did a bit of a Bottas there, kind of let him through. Into the pits comes the world champion to be. I don't think so.
Bottas?
It's Bottas.
No. He's unfortunately... Oh, he got held up there with a Ferrari.
Sebastian comes in, and his
ducking in
tyres
front.
aren't ready.
Oh, no.
Ferrari
What
drops
is
the
this,
ball
Haas?
again.
The Haas pit crew in
What is
red.
this? Red Bull Racing from Monaco 2017.
Goodness.
It's 2017?
That's shocking. Where are the tyres? We don't have any.
Nothing.
Hey, what do you do with the tyres? We got to get the tyres. Hey, Antonio, get the tyres.
Buppity boopity.
Oh, man. No. This is crazy.
So it was a slow-mo of them putting on tyres right then. Lewis Hamilton does the fastest lap of the race after coming on the radio and complaining about something.
Whinging, the douche. Oh, he's done something to the front wing. Oh, the
No, he
undercarriage.
did nothing. He just ran a little bit over the curve and he just went on, had a whinge, and then he just posted fastest lap. Always happens.
Pierre Gasly
Pierre
in
Gasly.
9th place, fighting with Kimi Räikkönen. Can he overtake Kimi Räikkönen? Oh, Pierre Gasly.
Is he going to have a drive next year?
Gee whiz, he's fighting with... Meanwhile, his teammate, Max Verstappen, is looking at taking third place.
Sebastian Vettel made a bit of a mistake at turn 3. They're going downhill. Max is right behind Sebastian now, going around the outside of turn 4. Makes it stick very easily. That Red Bull under brakes. And the McLaren fans go mad.
Fans.
Look at them.
Cheering on the McLaren, the Norris.
Yep.
Good on them.
Norris and Sainz doing a great job. Max is on the radio saying, I've got power issues.
Oh, okay.
I've got a problem with power.
Look who's in front of him, though.
And then
Bottas.
He overtakes...
Let's see what sort of...
Valtteri Bottas.
Well, he didn't put up a fight at all, did he?
Didn't have his porridge that morning.
No.
Mind you, though, that porridge sale has declined exponentially. We've lost a lot of money.
Yeah, we have.
In that porridge investment since Valtteri Bottas.
Probably our worst investment. But, Bottas knows how to open the legs up, doesn't he?
And let him straight in, nice and deep. And after you, sir.
Yeah, is that wide enough for you?
After you, Bottas. Maybe we should change. It's gone from fuck you to after you.
After you, Bottas. My goodness.
Oh, lap 68.
Oh, for the lead. This is it. Now, this lap is on fire. This is beautiful racing.
Max Verstappen gets in the slipstream to Charles Leclerc, going up the hill into turn 3. Down the inside. He's up ahead of him. Leclerc's at his rear wheel. Leclerc drags him. Now they're wheel to wheel. Then Leclerc gets in front, going down to turn 4. Leclerc blocks early.
Good
Max
racing.
Tries to go around the outside.
Good.
Doesn't make
fair,
it stick.
Clean racing. That's what we like to see. No infringements. They've
no
given each other,
argy-bargy.
they've got space for each other. It's great. Great to watch.
Max was, he was more than a car width ahead.
Lap 69.
Very next lap.
This is where it goes back.
DRS open for Max Verstappen. Behind Charles. Charles just takes the normal racing line, thinking, I'll do the same thing again, go around the outside. They're wheel to wheel around the outside of 3. Whammy indeed. Max Verstappen just wheel to wheel contact with Charles Leclerc. Didn't give him racing room around the outside.
Runs him off the road, Luke. Runs him off the road, he did.
And he takes the lead of the race. The McLaren fans go absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, they love it.
Max Verstappen gets on the radio and says, he turned into me. At some point, he needs to make the corner. They are wheel to wheel, slowly going around outside, and Leclerc gets in the radio and says, what was that?
Max forgets to turn
wheel
in.
to wheel.
Drives
Opens the steering wheel, doesn't give him room, misses the apex, runs him off the road. If there's a...
That's blatant, very clear.
Lap 70, second last lap. The penultimate lap, as people like to say.
Yep.
Sebastian Vettel goes right on the tail of Lewis, the douche canoe. Hamilton goes around the outside and makes the move as Lewis struggles with locking up into turn 4. Yep. The Ferrari mechanics clap. The McLaren fans don't seem too fussed. McLaren's sit in 6th and 8th. And that's lap 71 as Max Verstappen goes through the last 2 corners.
Takes the lead and the win. And that is
And he
Max
gets 26
Verstappen.
points. He gets the fastest lap of the race and the race win.
Laps his teammate. Ouch. That's got to hurt a little bit.
Stings.
Yep, sure does. Followed by Leclerc and Bottas, Vettel, Hamilton, Norris, Gasly, Sainz, Raikkonen, and
Giovinazzi.
the pizza delivery
with his
man.
first point of the year.
Congratulations.
Well done, Gio.
And slightly controversial race for the Austrian Grand Prix. Before we talk about the incident that everyone's been talking about, whether it was a penalty, whether it wasn't, it is a good time to mention, Luke, as is tradition at F1 Podcast, we must wear the native costumes, the featured race, out of respect for the host country and its customs and traditions.
It's the only thing we respect on this podcast.
That's correct, is the customs of the featured race. No, we don't respect anything else.
Nope.
It does make sense to get dressed up in a podcast.
Yep.
It's a no-brainer. And today, I am dressed in my Oktoberfest best, wearing the traditional standard uniform of the servant girl, the Dirndl. I'm wearing the Dirndl. Mm-hmm. It's a ruffled apron dress worn by the Austrian women that consists of a bodice, a blouse, and a skirt.
You look quite fetching.
Thank you.
Pete knows your measurements quite well.
Why do I always get the chicks' outfits?
You don't seem to have an issue with it.
Well,
you asked that question, but you never seem to tell Pete that you don't like wearing them.
Good point. I really should communicate that.
Just
with
in
Pete.
life in general, to our listeners, if you want something, just tell someone.
Tell someone.
At least someone knows.
But
it's probably not going to happen, but at least someone knows.
True.
Yeah.
And if it's comfy, stay in it.
Yeah.
It's nice. It
All
suits
week.
me. Yeah. It brings out my
Well,
eyes.
till we get onto the British Grand Prix.
Yes, good point. You, sir. I'm dressed as the Austrian bar wench. So don't get any ideas, Mr. Hansy over there. Us Austrian girls, we know how to handle ourselves. All right, just letting you know. But you are dressed in your Lederhosen, which means leather trousers in German. Short leather pants. These are usually knee-high, with historically worn by working-class men with rustic shoes and woolen socks. Socks right up to your knees. Lederhosen worn in the Bavarian region. And you've got suspenders and front flaps. And look at the size of those front flaps.
It's important to have front flaps.
Look at the size of that.
Aerodynamic flaps they are.
Big leather flaps. Also a jacket and a hat. Very nice, Luke.
Thank you very much,
Feel
sir.
comfy? Mm-hmm. I'm glad we get dressed up in a podcast. If you like, check the photos out of us in this garment. We're sitting on Luke's very nice plush sofa and wearing our lederhosen and dirndl. And Peter is laughing at us. Producer Peter is just laughing at us. So check the photos out on Twitter and Instagram. Okay, let's get back to the race very quickly.
We should put Pete in a costume one time and chuck it on Instagram.
That is a great idea. Behind the desk.
Put him something.
Give him something.
Maybe at like the Chernobyl desk.
Yeah. That's a great idea. Yes. Maybe a mankini.
Trying to stop another catastrophe from happening in the podcast.
Yeah. Push the big red button, the exit button. All right, let's get back to this controversial race. Luke, do you want to give us a bit of a rundown, or do you want to go straight into the incident?
I can do it team by team.
Okay, give us team by team. How do they all go? How do the drivers go very quickly? Who surprised you?
Mercedes, they surprised me.
Yeah.
Who are they? Mercedes who? They were nowhere to be seen. Of course, Bottas got on the podium, but...
you expect better.
I expected a win. So maybe we just need extremely hot Grand Prix because Mercedes had to manage the heat that was going into the engine. It was in the mid-30s. Track temperature was over 50 degrees in Austria. So they had trouble being able to deploy power because it was so hot. So maybe we just need to have some really fucking hot Grand Prix. Let's go back to Malaysia.
Yeah, every race at Malaysia.
Yeah.
Well, that was particularly hot at Austria.
Mm.
France was also pretty hot. From memory.
Yeah, not as
not
warm
that hot.
as there, yeah. And I think that's what really caught them out, and they couldn't really deploy full power. I think that's why Bottas didn't defend. I bet that's his excuse. Ferrari, another race win lost.
Oh.
The thing that interested me about Ferrari, and I'll try and brush over this quickly, qualifying, Q2, they qualified on softs. Red Bull and Mercedes went for mediums, or as Paul de Resta calls them, mediums.
Mediums. Nice.
Mediums. That's a drinking game, the F1 podcast drinking game. Every time you hear Paul de Resta say mediums, have a drink. So they started on the softs. So, of course, they didn't run as long in their first stint. Everyone else ran 10 to 15 laps longer. Max Verstappen had fresher tyres, was able to win the race. While he was on the softs, Leclerc got on the radio and said, when can I push? Because he wanted to go faster. And like, no, you need to stick to these times. Having that gap, being further ahead by the end of the Grand Prix could have won in the race.
If only he'd pushed a little bit earlier.
But, they're going on tyre degradation. But I think if they'd started on mediums, like everyone else, or mediums, he would have won the race. He would have pitted later. He would have had fresher tyres later to defend with Max because he didn't have tyres.
Yeah.
He was the quickest guy.
Well, that's 2 Grand Prix now that Charles has been the standout driver, and it hasn't worked out for him.
Yep.
It'll happen, but at the moment, he's just having some rotten luck.
Red Bull, elbows out at home Grand Prix.
Yes.
Nice to see.
Well, except for Gasly.
Well,
not a great deal of elbows.
Gasly doesn't have elbows.
No.
But yeah, stalled start for Max, and he came to the home track triumph.
I mean, we love the gas man. A lot of time for the gas man.
Not his handler.
Not his handler. His handler's a douchebag, but he's great. He's got some issues, though. If he's a lap behind his teammate, that's a problem.
It's over a minute.
That's a problem.
That's a serious issue.
Yeah.
Especially for Red Bull, because they're probably going, we're going to be third in the championship again. Ferrari's got a better car than us. But if you had 2 drivers I'm not saying Daniel, because Daniel's moved on, but if there's other drivers out there who are better than Gasly, who can sort of drive this car the way it needs to be driven, it would be beneficial for them for their Constructors' Championship. They could come second in the Constructors' Championship because they've won a race. Ferrari hasn't. Ferrari's dropped the ball so many times this year. And if Red Bull had a consistent second car, a lot of the points coming from Max is not much coming from Gasly. And we love Gasly, just like we love Brendan Hartley. We know how that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there needs to be more coming from them. McLaren, clear fourth for me.
Fantastic. How was Norris at the beginning of that race?
They're doing better than Renault.
Tussling with Hamilton, just brilliant.
He was smart. He's
Very
like,
smart.
listen, I'm not going to be racing these guys, but I'm going to be the next best. I'm going to be there or thereabouts. And he did a phenomenal job.
Carlos coming from the back of the grid to finish
from 18th. Finish 8th, wasn't it? 7th?
That's incredible. That's got to be driver of the day.
Oh, it was not according to the F1. They
of course.
They had a glitch.
But McLaren is on fire. What a change from the last 5 years. They are really just, whatever they're doing, it's working.
Yeah, phenomenal.
And they're back.
It's good. They've got a Renault engine in the back. It's doing decent. It's Honda's first win since, was it
Oh, wow.
2006 maybe?
Yeah, right.
It's a long time ago.
A long time. And just it's paid off for Honda for their investment. They've had a couple of tricky years with McLaren. Things didn't, and good on them for not, pulling out of Formula One altogether, which they could have done. They got wrapped over the knuckles. They copped a lot of shit.
Yeah, the thing is when you have one team dictating to one engine manufacturer saying, listen, build it this way, we want it to fit in this, where Red Bull's like, you have a free range of what you want to do, but it's got to fit in this package.
Right.
The way, however you want to put it, do it whatever you want to do, but it's got to fit within
more
these
freedom.
Parameters. So there's a little bit more freedom. They're not as strict, but also they've got two teams running. When you go to a test, there's two teams, so it's not just them. It's Toro Rosso also running the engines to see.
And clever that last year they had the Honda in the Toro Rosso just to get used to it, and then introducing
to make a decision on
Honda,
where they're going to go. And Renault's done a great
clever
job this year as well. They've also picked up their games in terms of the engine. It's in the back of McLaren, so it's doing a decent job.
Yeah. But what a huge advantage teams have got when they've got two teams. That is a massive advantage.
Well, the thing is, if in testing, if your engine goes, you won't run for the rest of the day. If you have another team with another car, you got running going on. So if you've got an issue here, like, okay, well, we can focus on other things with this car because it's still running. If you have, that's the problem that McLaren had. They had one team. One engine goes down, boom, that's it. Your test program's done.
Yeah. And does Renault work closer with McLaren to try to compensate against teams that do have two standout teams in the garage? It seems like they might have to. If this is the way it's going to go, they might have to work closely with McLaren.
I think McLaren's a customer there. Here you go. Here's an engine, and McLaren are doing a really good job with their chassis. Renault. Renault.
What happened? Is it the new updates? They're not working.
Daniel was saying that there was an issue, that there's something fundamentally wrong, which I think
that's just fucking great.
That's
Are you kidding me?
Well, it's also coming from Williams, so it could be worse. It's not great. They have brought upgrades, but he says we can make so many changes, but we're at the same point. Like, they're there or thereabouts. Like, knocking on fourth, but not fourth. So there's an issue. They had a really bad weekend. Just the
bare bones of this car is rubbish. Basically, it doesn't matter what you stick on it.
Yeah,
it's fundamentally shithouse.
That's a bit of an issue.
Bugger.
But as I said, they were looking to close the gap. I don't think they will. They're probably half a second behind where they probably hope to be.
You have to say McLaren is outright
fourth
best team.
Yep, Haas. They didn't do very good this weekend.
They really struggle. They are real. I don't know what's going on in Haas. It's not good.
No.
It's really not good. Because they can be either super fast, which hasn't happened that often this year. A couple of selective tracks have been really good.
Magnussen had a penalty for not being in the correct grid slot or being out of his grid slot. I saw a vision of it. I wasn't sure exactly how, because I didn't really replay it. And also I saw footage of where Max was when he started, and he was probably more forward on his line than what Magnussen was. But I don't know if maybe one of Magnussen's wheels was out. I'm not sure, but Magnussen got a penalty, so he got second last ahead of Kubica. But yeah, not great from Haas. They got a few issues. And we jumped to Toro Rosso.
Nothing.
What's to say about them?
Nothing. I didn't even notice them, to be honest.
Yep.
Did they race? I'm not sure.
They were out there.
They just didn't do much.
They got lapped. They did very good at getting lapped.
They have been good, not in this race.
No, Albon finished 15th and Kvyat behind him. Alfa Romeo, double points finish for the team. First points for Giovinazzi.
Oh, Giovinazzi.
Raikkonen had a ripper start and just, sort of as the pace dropped off from the tyres, he dropped back from Lando and Carlos and Gasly. But he finished 9th and Giovinazzi 10th.
He had to cut his hair, didn't he? Giovinazzi made a bet.
Yeah. What's his name? The boss. He was running around with scissors, which is incredibly dangerous.
Don't run with scissors, kids.
Don't run with scissors. Pat Vasseur, that's his name.
Yep.
The boss at Alpha.
At Alfa
chased
Romeo.
him around.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then cut his hair.
Nice.
Because he said if he scored a point, he'd cut his hair.
He did have some lovely locks.
He did. He's a good-looking rooster.
He's a man model.
He is.
And that model can drive now. That model's got a point.
There you go.
There you go. Just not just his good looks. Good
and Williams.
Well, George Russell did pretty well.
Georgie boy?
He beat another car.
He did.
He finished in front of a non-Williams.
That's right. Magnussen, who had his penalty. That helps. But also, what happened is I think they were dicing. I think Kubica got a good start. He was ahead of Kvyat, and then Russell was behind Kvyat. As they went up to turn 3, Kubica blocked Kvyat.
Yep.
And that helped Russell get underneath Kvyat. And then Russell got ahead of Kubica. It was a beautiful team move. Russell did a great job making that pass, but it was like it was orchestrated. It's like Kubica's like, after you, I'll just push him wide and you go underneath. It was magical.
Yeah.
Great teamwork.
Beautiful.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Can't score a point, but...
He got a point.
Is Williams going to get a point this year?
No.
No. There we go.
Do you think they're going to get a point?
No.
I can't imagine. Something incredibly
Drastic.
crazy would have to happen. Like, there would have to be 10 cars piling up at the first corner.
Yep.
We should really address the elephant in the room, Luke. When I say the elephant, I mean the incident lap 69.
I'll show you an elephant.
Oh,
Here's an ear.
there he is.
Here's an ear.
There it is.
Want to see the trunk?
No, thank you. Put it away. So, lap 68, beautiful. What a fantastic lap that was. Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc in the lead, tussling for the lead. It's fair racing. They're side by side. They're back and forward. Max takes him. Charles comes back. It was what Formula One racing should be. Fair, clean racing. And it was entertaining. It was edge-of-the-seat stuff. Then lap 69 comes along.
69.
69. And Max Verstappen takes an inside take. Charles goes...
Same move.
Same move. Charles does leave the gap. Leaves a bit wide.
Yep.
But the problem was at that corner when Max Verstappen... Well, they both come wheel to wheel. There's a collision, wheel to wheel. Charles Leclerc gets pushed off the track. Max takes the lead and goes on to win the race. This has caused... And every other podcast has gone over this, so we're not going to go into it too much detail. But social media's been going crazy. People have been complaining about it. Where do you sit, Luke? Is it a Max Verstappen penalty that wasn't addressed? And the stewards have just been, for some reason, too nervous about decisions lately. They're getting cold feet about making them. But another decision against Ferrari, Charles Leclerc misses out. What was your take on that?
My take is that they've set a precedent. I'm fine with that because as long as the same incident happens in another Grand Prix where someone goes down the inside and effectively everyone's going, well, you're on the inside, it's your corner. That's not the case. Russell made a move around the outside of Kubica at the French Grand Prix. Doesn't mean it's Kubica's corner and you can push him wide. The rules say that you must give a car width to a driver that's alongside of you.
Yep.
Leclerc was right beside him. It was wheel-to-wheel contact. Leclerc was further behind in lap 68 when they were going into that corner, into turn 3, and Max gave him racing room. And they went side by side, and Charles, with the incredible power that Ferrari has, of the engine, overtook and drag raced him down to turn 4 and got the lead again.
Yep.
Going into lap 69, side by side, Max went a little bit deeper and then pushed, didn't give racing room to where the track end is. Everyone says, but if there was a wall there, Leclerc would have backed off. Would he? Would he have?
Well, he would have been.
He would have been pushed into a wall.
He would have been rammed off,
and therefore Max would have got a penalty.
He would have had to have got a penalty
for causing an incident.
There was a wall there.
Yeah, for causing an accident, not giving a driver, enough room to race. It's, I'm fine with the decision. Max drove really well to get where he did. I think he could have made the pass in a different part of the track to make that happen. But
I was
the idea of giving racing room, that was my thing. And if you look at Perez, Ocon in Singapore 2017, I think it is, where Perez was on the inside of Ocon and Perez basically put Ocon into the wall, not giving him racing room around the outside of him going into turn 3.
Yep.
That fucked up, that completely disintegrated Ocon's car, and that's the end of the race for him. Perez had a complete kind of a race from then on. But that's the other incident I cited. If there is a wall there and you don't give someone racing room, you put them into the wall. And that's what would have happened if there was a wall there, but there's not. There's room for him to run off, but by him running off over that curb, there's no grip out there. So he can't drag Max. So Max knows what he's doing. He's not an idiot. These guys have tussled before. That's how you race, but you need to give racing room if it's on the track.
Yeah.
They talk about, track, if Leclerc went off the track and then maintained the position, then they'd say Leclerc gained or maintained a position by going off track, which is fucking bullshit. He was pushed out there.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He had no traction out there. Max gets a point, gets the win. But, if I hope that at some point roles are reversed, Leclerc puts it down the inside of Max, pushes him off, and then he can take a win.
Like you said, there's now a precedence that could very well happen. If the roles are reversed and Charles does the same thing, why would he bother to race for the last 2 laps? Why would he bother to do fair racing behind the last 2 laps? He could just conceivably take the inside line into the corner,
run him wide,
go straight ahead, not turn into the corner and have the other driver on the outside.
Max drove the corner like Leclerc wasn't there. And Leclerc was there. Wheel-to-wheel contact. There was more room. Leclerc was further behind the previous lap. And now he was side by side. Pushed him wide, and that's what it is. But
there's an argument to suggest that this decision would in future ruin future exciting, fair racing, because what is in it for that person to race fairly and give room when all they could do is just take the inside line and career someone off the track?
Yeah.
This could now be the thing where people go, oh yeah, that's right. Max, yep, he just took the inside line, rammed off the guy on the out. That's what I'll do. I'll just take the inside line. I don't need to race fairly now.
This could be it could be a precedent of how racing is now. There's like you look back on Grand Prix where guys are going wheel to wheel, side by side, bumped each other off track. It happens all the time. So I'm fine with the decision. I think they've put grey area where there wasn't before.
Yep.
And I think the next time someone dive bombs, Max was under control. He didn't lock up. He made the corner. Didn't make the apex, but I think he chose not to make the apex, kind of opened his steering up, especially on exit, to make that contact. It was wheel to wheel, but didn't give, as I said, Leclerc room. I think that might be the new standard of racing, and people could be wheel to wheel banging every race. And if that's what is okay, then it's okay.
And at the end of the day, Max has his first win of the season. It's the first non-Mercedes win of the season, and Ferrari and Charles Leclerc. Charles, who is, let's be honest, has got the wood on Sebastian Vettel right now.
Yeah.
Charles is all over him.
But didn't those McLaren fans were really happy about Max's win.
Those McLaren
they
fans
littered.
In orange, all the guys in orange.
All the guys in the papaya.
Yep.
All in.
Huge McLaren fans.
Yep.
Good on them. And Ferrari is slightly ripped off again for the second time with the steward's decision. A big argument for
But, I
that.
think if they'd qualified Q2 on medium tyres,
we wouldn't have this issue.
wouldn't have had that issue.
No.
But it was a good race, up and down the grid, all over the place. It was,
Fantastic.
Daniel, what he did was he ran his tyres really long to put softs on at the end, and then he charged up. He was about 12 seconds behind Hulkenberg with a car in between.
Oh.
Then he just fanged it for the last 20 laps.
Overtook on the last lap, I think it was.
I think it was the last lap or the second. Yeah, I think it was the last lap. He overtook Hulkenberg. That's what once the top two were sort of sorted, I was just keeping an eye on the splits of Daniel, and he made that strategy work. It gave him a chance to get a little bit fighty towards the end.
It's okay when teammates are fighting for position if they're not fighting over points.
They're fighting for fuck all.
But if they're fighting for points, whoa, slow down, fellas. Let's not overtake anyone.
12th and 13th.
Yeah, go for it, fellas.
Where you get nothing.
Race all you like when you're 12 and 13.
Just don't break anything.
Exactly. Fastest lap of the race.
Fastest lap was Max Verstappen with a 1:07.475. Leclerc's pole lap was a 1 minute .03.
Wow.
003, I think.
Wow.
That's a quick lap. I nearly got into the 102s.
Yeah, wow. Driver of the day.
Driver of the day. Well, according to Formula One.
Well, who's your driver of the day before we go to Formula One?
My
if you didn't know.
My driver of the day would be Max Verstappen. He came like a shit start and then carved his way through to win the race. I know we don't like Max.
Carlos Sainz for me.
Oh, yeah, that's a phenomenal drive
huge.
as well. Then he was saying after every overtake move, he kept looking up to the big screens to see if they were replaying it, and they weren't.
Of course they were. Well, the problem for him is they had an exciting race at the front.
Yeah.
So
to some people it wasn't, but that guy's a fuckwit.
Who's a fuck? What?
The guy who put the tweet out saying, they paid for 71 laps of exciting racing, not just the last few.
Forget about him, Luke. He's dead to you. He's dead to you.
Fastest pit stop was Williams. The driver of the day, according to Formula One, was Robert Kubica.
No. No.
Yeah, he was.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there was a technical glitch, but for some reason...
He's been doing that all year. He's been driving with one arm. What, suddenly now it's impressive?
Driver of the day.
It's not.
Dead last of the Austrian Grand Prix. It was. It came up on the screen. Driver of the day, Rob Kubica. I reckon everyone's just gone, fuck it, let's just vote for Kubica.
I think that was awarded by the same dude that sent that tweet out. That's got to be the same dude that voted.
But driver of the day, well done.
There you go.
He drove a whole Grand Prix with one hand.
But he's been doing that all season, Luke.
I know. He's finally getting the recognition.
It's true. It's well overdue.
Maybe the one-handed bandit award always goes to Robert.
The one-handed bandit.
Yeah.
Love it.
No one else driving one-handed.
The championship breakdown?
Championship breakdown, well. Let's go for the Drivers' Championship. The Douche Canoe, Lewis Hamilton won 197 points ahead of Valtteri. What was it, after you, Bottas?
Yep, after you. Open legs.
Yep. 166 points. So 31 points ahead for Lewis. Max Verstappen jumps into third, 126 points. Sebastian Vettel, 123. Charles Leclerc, 105. Pierre Gasly, 43.
Oh, Pierre Gasly.
So
and a lap behind.
And a lap behind. And then we got Sainz, 30. Norris, 22. Raikkonen, 21.
What about the championship that everybody's interested in? The real championship, the turd championship. The reverse grid for the drivers that don't get recognised, Luke. The worst drivers.
Not only did he get the driver of the day, he also took out the turd championship Grand Prix win.
The irony.
Yes. So negative 25 points for Kubica coming dead last. Magnussen negative 18. Russell negative 15. So we go to the leaderboard. Kubica ahead by 30 points. Nearly the same lead as the actual championship.
Jeez.
So Kubica's on 129 points ahead of his teammate. 99 points.
Wow.
And then Grosjean third, 97.
Wow.
And a bit of a gap to Norris, Giovinazzi, Magnussen, Ricciardo. That's 68 for Norris and 60 for Gio, Magnussen, and Ricciardo.
It is an intriguing battle, that Turd Championship. I love that trophy. That trophy that Peter has.
You can't take your
preciously-
eyes off it.
I'm looking at it right now.
Staring at you.
Look at that. Look at it. You can still see the stench.
And the corn.
Yep. There's bit of
Chew
carrot
your
there.
corn, Pete!
Yeah. Look, you're going to have to chew better, buddy. We can see everything in that Turd Championship. He's whittled a little from the anus. He's whittled a little Peter Special onto a lovely little bit of, what kind of timber is that? Oak? Yep. And then we've spray painted it, and it hasn't stopped the smell permeate. It stinks in here, but it's such an attractive trophy. We're going to hand out some more trophies. Speaking of trophies, Luke,
Well,
we've got
awards.
we've got awards. We have a green award for the smallest carbon footprint. Mm-hmm. Who was easy on the environment in this race?
Well, there's no retirements this weekend.
That's weird. Formula One seems to be more and more error-free, technical issue-free. It's way more reliable. And that's an issue because you don't get cars blowing up.
See, our podcast is like the 70s and 80s of Formula One,
Yeah.
where it's very unreliable,
Unsafe,
very unsafe,
hay bales, people would just die.
dangerous, silly. The Green Award, because the Mercedes Formula One team had to turn their engines down so they didn't overheat, therefore they'd be saving fuel. It's the only way I can come up with the Green Award for them. Because they probably would have saved more than 2 laps of fuel than what Robert Kubica did by being 2 laps down or 3 laps down.
Oh, yeah.
So the amount of fuel they would have saved by turning their engines down to make it for the rest of the Grand Prix, I'm giving it to Mercedes. Congratulations.
Well done, Mercedes-Benz. Thinking very nicely about the environment. We appreciate that. The Biggest Wasted Time Award, the UGE Day Award. Look, who wasted everyone's time out there?
Well, I'm giving it to Renault.
Good call. I was going to say Gasly, but no.
He did get a point off 4
But consistently, Renault was rubbish.
all weekend. Poor.
At no point did they show us any sign of being competitive.
No. Horrid.
For the team that wants to be the 4th best constructor, ouch.
And they've got our man behind the wheel.
Yep. You're wasting the greatest talent in Formula One, Dan Ricciardo, in that piece of shit car.
Is Daniel going to be the next Alonso? Not saying he's as good as Alonso, but...
Well, he smiles a lot more than he can't be.
Oh, definitely.
He's so much
smiles a lot more. Yeah.
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
Time for the FE1 Podcast Award for making Formula One great. Luke, who made it great?
Well, I think the Red Bull Ring itself, the
Yeah.
track, gave us a great race.
Good
So
race.
well done, Austria and Red Bull and the Red Bull Ring, the former Ostrich ring? Ostrich ring?
Ostrich.
Ostrich. It used to be an ostrich farm.
Yeah, there's a lot of ostrich. They still have them. Occasionally you'll see one. Yeah.
The old ostrich farm.
That would be a great way to make Formula One great. Just release the ostriches.
Release the ostriches!
And randomly,
It's
someone will
just-
just hit one.
That's an emu,
Yeah.
dickhead!
That's not an ostrich. It's an emu. And then you get...
That's what we're going to have at the Nerang Grand Prix, emus.
Correct. We'll have emus randomly. And
The
then
driver parade, they'll all be on the back of emus.
it gets a little messy if you do hit one and on your visor, your tear-off strip. Try getting an emu off your tear-off strip. It's not easy. That's a great idea.
Yep.
Having wildlife just getting in the way.
Yep.
Releasing every 5 laps, there's a different animal that gets released. Release the koalas.
Release the wombats. Oh, that's going to fuck a car up, a wombat.
Release the homeless people.
Release the
Hey,
tramps.
we got heaps of those in Nerang. We've got a plethora of homeless people.
Release the whores.
Release the horse. Oh, God. Wow. Some of those girls are top heavy. They're hard to miss. They are hard to miss. Sharon's carrying a lot upstairs and downstairs. Oh, boy. Let's get back to the awards. The Pastor Maldonado Award for dangerous driving.
Release the echidnas. The Pastor Maldonado Award goes
Dangerous.
to the wheel banging Max Verstappen. He had a crash
Yeah.
in practice. He spun it from turn
Yeah.
10 or 11, the last corner,
Yep.
and went backwards into a wall.
I think he gets mistaken. His talent gets mistaken. He's just crazy.
On our previous point, that's what they do in Canada. Release the groundhog, and then it just bounds across the thing.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Groundhogs are really tiny, though.
Just at every corner. Maybe like greyhounds.
Ooh. Oh, that's a
Be
good
quick.
idea.
They'll be bouncing all over the place.
Gee, I like that.
Maybe put like a little rabbit on the side of the F1 cars, and the greyhounds chase after it.
Brilliant. Mate, yeah.
And if a greyhound catches onto one, see how long you can hold on to
Yeah,
them.
and the camera has to like just watch that poor little rabbit get ripped up.
It's a fake rabbit,
It's
not
fake-
a real one.
but it's got like blood capsules and stuff, so the kids think it's
Yeah, it's legitimate.
It's
It's movie blood.
it's real movie blood. That. Okay, that's cool. Oh wait. There's another one.
Yes,
the
there is.
Lickett and Senate Awards for the best overtaking maneuver. Don't say it's the Leclerc Max for the lead. There's no way. That can't be.
He won the race with it,
Fucking hell.
so I'm giving it to Max,
Fuck.
your favourite driver. You should get a tattoo of Max on your back or something.
Oh my.
Or just
ass.
above your dick.
Oh jeez. Jeez Louise. You know what time it is?
What's time for?
Time to
Skype
Skype Sebastian, 4-time world champion on this very podcast. He's been waiting very patiently. Imagine us like making a 4-time world champion sit there, go through all those awards. He's been watching every
Oh,
single
I'm
award.
sure you'd enjoy it.
Yeah.
Can't see why not.
Well, we've got the Skype, and it looks like we've got the live feed. So let's say good day to Sebastian Vettel. Hey!
Oh, hi, Sebastian. How you going?
Guys! Hi, it's me, Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion. Hi, welcome. Hi, guys. Hey, look.
You're wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, I'm wearing the hoodie. I'm low profile. I'm just trying to keep it low. I'm at the kindergarten. It's a German word, by the way. Kindergarten.
That's right. On the weekend, you said there was we're not racing for the Kindergarten Cup. Was that it?
That's right, yes. Look, so what I'm doing is I'm recruiting the next wave of Formula One talent. I'm here at the Kindergarten, at the Austrian Kindergarten, and I'm looking for some talent, some underage
Talent. So, young boys and girls.
Shh, I have to lay low. I have to hide behind the car. I'm hiding. They can't see me because I've got the fake mustache on. Can you see my fake mustache?
I can see the fake mustache.
And my glasses and my hoodie. Because don't tell anyone, I'm not allowed between 20 meters of a kindergarten. So I have to lay low.
Well, it's going to be very difficult for you to scout kindergarten children for the Kindergarten Cup if you're behind.
Oh no, now I'm going to put my head up. Here we go. Watch me. Now I'm going to make the little way into the entrance of the kindergarten. Come with me, guys.
All right.
Come with me. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yes, hello. I am definitely not Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion. This is a real moustache. Do you like it? Hi, what is your name? Heidi? Is it Heidi?
Yes, I'm Heidi.
Hi, Heidi. Do you have little children in this kindergarten?
Yes, we have little children.
Yes.
What do you need?
I need some little children.
What for?
These
are not your children.
No, I'm organizing a world championship with the little guys and girls driving the cars. We've got the little go-karts, and we want to do some racing before the Formula One. We want the little kids to jump in the car and race around.
What is this part of?
This is part of the Formula One World Championship. Do you know the Formula One?
No.
Oh, Jesus. I tell you what, this is going so badly. I think I'm just going to... Oh, there's a picture of me on the wall. It says, do not let in Sebastian... No, sorry, that's not me. That is definitely... I'm definitely not Sebastian Vettel.
That person doesn't have a moustache.
No, that I have a moustache, so that you can tell this is not me. I should get out of here. I think this is not great. Hey, guys, I'm going to...
It's a bit risky there, mate. I think you should go.
Look, before I go, what are you wearing?
Nothing.
God. Are you still single?
Very much so.
I don't believe it. All right.
Not in it for sausage, my friend.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, bye, Sebastian.
Do you like my bratwurst?
We're part of the Effing One podcast, by the way.
What?
Got it out.
Effing vodka. What is this podcast you're talking about? I don't know. Okay, bye. That was Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah.
Wow.
He, I don't know what his plan was going to the front door. So when he gets there, what's he planning to do? Is he just going to say, hey, give me a couple of kids?
If
there's someone else's kids, they're in kindergarten.
They're not your kids, Sebastian.
I mean, if he brought some cars in and go, can any of these kids drive quick?
Yeah.
For the kindergarten cup.
It's not like they're making footballs.
No.
I mean, you can't just pick up these kids and take them with you.
I think he lost his premise mid as he's walking to the door. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but...
I think he was completely confused.
Yeah, that's all right.
Anyway, hey, sometimes we'll get confused.
It's not a great year for him.
It's fine. He's having a rough time of it right now. But thank you very much to Sebastian Vettel, four-time world champion, spending so much time with us here at F1 Podcast. We are most appreciative of the time that he shares with us.
Most of that time's inappropriate.
Very much. Especially when it comes to you. He's very inappropriate. What have we got coming up next? We've got Dan Watch. Dan the personality, Ricardo. Some say the reason Formula One makes any money. He's that charming and wonderful. People love him around the world. Big fans. What have you seen him do this week, Luke? Has he been up to any hijinks?
He has been up to hijinks.
Has he? What's he done?
Oh, he's just full of excitement, this young man.
Yeah.
He's been at Goodwood Festival of Speed.
Cool.
He drove an old Renault Formula One car. Not old, but just one pre-Halo.
Oh, like a Nigel Mansell one from 1983?
No, like late 2000s.
Recent.
Pre-Halo.
Yeah,
so it has to be a couple of years old to do these kind of runs.
No one's going to sit in those old 1980s Formula One cars.
He caught up with Marcus Stoinis.
Yep,
the
cricketer.
Australian cricketer who needs to be cleared. He went to the karting racetrack.
Didn't they go to school together?
Yeah.
He and Marcus Stoinis?
Stoinis.
Is Marcus in the current one-day international team for the World Cup? Is he in the team?
He is there.
He's not in the team, though?
No, he got injured. They're waiting for clearance if he'll be in the next game.
Oh, we're playing England.
I think he picked up a little bit of an injury. Yeah, in the semi-final.
Who's in the other semi-final? Don't know.
It should be India and New Zealand.
Right.
I think.
There you go.
Should be. So, yeah, Dan did a couple of donuts in the Renault car.
Awesome. Oh.
Bagging up in the rain. He said he was going to try to do a quick lap because it's effectively... It's up I think it's a hill or something. They do a little bit of a track at Goodwood, and he was going to actually have a crack at trying to beat the record. But since it was raining, he decided to just fuck it and do some donuts.
Cool. Very cool.
Always up to mischief. I think he caught up with Mick Fanning over the Austrian Grand Prix.
World champion surfer.
Yeah.
Yep. No, he's the coolest. He's the coolest dude in the paddock, isn't he?
Yeah.
Daniel
Big smiles.
Ricciardo.
Good dude. Let's get him on the podcast.
That's and that was
Dan Watch.
What a cool guy. We love that guy. We should preview the British GP very quickly, Luke, because it's coming up. There's
Sounds good.
A double podcast. So let's address the Silverstone race, and we're going to chuck you in the PlayStation 4, big guy.
Oh, shit.
We're going to chuck you in the car of your choice this week, and we're going to get you to drive around Silverstone. We want you to get kitted up fully. We want you to wear the helmet. We want you to wear the driving suit, and like the Stig style. Although the difference is you can talk, and we know who you are.
Here we go.
So you're driving the Mercedes.
Yeah.
All right.
So British Grand Prix. I don't know.
Talk us through the track. Oh, you're coming into the last. Oh, he's already. Oh God, this is bad.
No, this isn't the last corner. This is the last corner now.
This is the last corner. Okay. Big swinging right-hander going into the straight. He's gone off again. Oh, Luke.
Now we start the lap.
All right, here we go, Luke. Stay on the track, mate.
So I'm going flat through this first corner. No, I didn't.
Right-hander. That's a good corner. You took that well, and he's off and on the grass. Tell me you've taken damage off, haven't you? So you can't smash the car up.
I'm doing.
Oh God.
I'm sort of doing a drifting expedition to show people how good this is.
Oh, on the grass again.
No, that's a hint of grass. Jesus Christ, is a touchy car.
Yes. Yep.
I don't know how Lewis Hamilton drives it. Going down the main straight.
It's on rails. It's on rails.
It's not on mine. It's not. It's the opposite of rails. I'm going away.
Oh,
the thing is,
there.
because I know the old Silverstone layout, so I know the corners, but now that the track and the pits is all different, because this used to be the main straight. This used to be pit lane. So I know this bit. And the corner coming up here.
It's all changed.
This used to be the starting grid. As you can see, the old grid there. You go into that corner, break in, and then you go down to Maggots, Beckett's, and all the fun corners.
Well, Luke, no one cares about your sob story, buddy. That was a pretty fucking horrible lap.
No. I haven't finished the lap.
What?
No, I'm saying this is the old start section.
You've done the second lap. You're on your second lap.
No, this isn't a second lap.
Oh, good Lord.
No, this is not the second lap. I said that used to be the old straight. So Maggots and Beckett's was just not long after straight. So this is Chapel. This is the part that I know.
Here we go. Oh, there. Okay. We're back on track. Yeah, well, he's gone off.
See, and now we're coming close to the end of... Oh, fuck.
Oh, geez, you took the wrong turn.
See, this is the start. This is where they started me before.
There we go.
And this is riveting bit of podcasting.
It's good.
Isn't it?
It's like getting dressed up for a podcast,
And
Luke.
that's the lap.
Why do we... I don't know.
That's the end of the lap.
That's the end of the lap, Luke.
Yeah.
You finished it. Maybe there's some
I prefer the old straight. I prefer the old start-finish straight.
Tough circuit. I don't know why we get dressed up for a podcast and why we do the PS4 lap. But you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world.
Don't change it.
It works. So what do you think of the track, Luke?
Well, I'll just throw it out to the listeners. Do you prefer me driving a horrible lap, or do you want me to commentate someone else's pole lap?
I'll take... Is there a third option?
Switch off and go home and go to bed? No.
So we're going to choose one of those two? Oh, boy.
What would be a third option? Maybe sit here and draw a lap, because that's even more F1 podcast specific.
There we go.
You know, having a visual of us drawing a lap.
I think we should...
See if we can do it off memory.
We should have some of those Hot Wheels cars, and we'll actually drive around a miniature of the circuit, and we'll talk through that. Yeah, look at my... I've just rammed you off Max Verstappen style.
Oh, dare you.
And you go, penalty? No penalty there.
You bastard.
Okay, so previous winner of the track, last year's winner of the Silverstone track?
Previous winner. Well, it was Sebastian Vettel.
Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah. Sebastian Vettel, Hamilton and Raikkonen. Last year's Grand Prix.
The pole position sitter?
Pole position was Lewis Hamilton to Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen. And Bottas was fourth. Yes, it's a 5.891 kilometre circuit. A nice long circuit. Some great corners.
Not as long as the Nerang Formula One Grand Prix.
No, it's not as long as the Nerang Grand Prix.
No.
First Grand Prix was 1950, the first ever Formula One Grand Prix. The race distance is 306.198 kilometres, and the lap record is held by Lewis Hamilton with 1 minute 30.621. It's a beautiful circuit, some great corners, Maggots, Beckett's, Chapel, the Hangar Straight where, was it a Mr. Horan? He was a priest, was running down the main straight.
Release the Horan.
Release the priests.
Release the priests.
This is the running of the priests.
Release the kiddie fiddlers.
And he ran down the track. Mark Webber nearly hit him.
That's right. I do remember that.
Yeah, now you remember.
Yeah.
Just say Mark Webber.
Mark Webber.
Some of the tyre choices this weekend is we have the C1, C2, and C3. So that are the three of the harder compounds.
Yep.
The white is the C1, which is the hards. The medium is the C2, and the softs is the C3s. Weather?
Very nice. Weather, please.
You want to know the weather?
Yep. Please tell me we're going to get some rain.
You might get some rain on the Friday.
It is England.
60% chance of rain, partly sunny, spotty showers.
Yes.
Just spotty.
Spotty?
Spotty showers with a spot of tea. Comforts and croons. Some sun on Saturday.
Yes.
So there'll be some burnt up geezers, bright red, and a passing shower. I don't know if that means it's going to shower over the top or it's just going to pass by and go, hello.
Hi, sir.
Would you like a spot of shower?
Precipitation. Is that on race day? A little bit of precipitation? No.
Times of cloud and sun. That's what it says. Times of cloud
and sun.
Is it time for the cloud? No, not yet.
No, that's great.
So
that's great.
23 degrees, minimum of 13.
Yep.
6% chance of rain on Sunday, 55% chance of rain on Saturday, and a 60% chance of rain on the Friday.
That's a bit lousy. 6%. Not much of a chance of a wet weather race. Not to worry. Times of the race, Luke. What time are we going to watch this race here, Eastern Standard Time?
So it's the same as the previous two Grand Prix, the French.
Fucking bullshit.
What?
We always get crappy. Well,
Could be worse.
could be worse. 11
10 past 11, eastern side of Australia.
It is worse when you go over to New Zealand.
New Zealand, 10 past 1. And Fiji as well, 10 past 1 in the AM on Monday morning. Western side of Australia, West Coast, where you're from.
Oh, yeah.
Singapore as well.
Yeah.
Where you lived for a while.
Yeah, yep.
That's where you used to.
It's a reasonable
you
time.
shaved your head, wasn't it?
That's true.
Singapore.
That's right, I had to.
What did you do there?
I worked. Doing stuff.
What did you do? Worked.
Worked.
Yep. Well said. 10 past 9 on Sunday night. United States of America, eastern side, 10 past 9 in the AM Sunday morning. USA on the west coast, 6:10 AM Sunday morning. UK is at 2 past 10 PM. That's the race time. That's also the same as Algiers.
Oh,
It's also the same time for them.
Yep.
So maybe they should change Greenwich Mean Time to Algiers Mean
Good
Time.
tagine. Damn.
You love your tagine.
Love a good tagine.
Amsterdam, Sweden, Cairo, 10 past 3 p.m. 4:10 p.m. would be Moscow. Buenos Aires, Sunday morning, 10 past 10. Bogota, Colombia, 8 past... Sorry, 8 past... Yes, they've changed by 2 minutes. 10 past 8 in the AM Sunday morning. Bangkok, 8:10 p.m. Reykjavik, Iceland, 10 past 1. The Galapagos Islands, big watchers of Formula 1 and listeners to the podcast, 10 past 7 a.m. Honolulu, 3:10 a.m.
Yeah,
morning.
What's your pick of the spots to be watching a Formula 1 race out of those, Luke? If you had to pick one, where would you want to be? Sitting back, relaxing with a daiquiri.
Probably Monrovia.
Monrovia?
Yep, 10 past 1 in the afternoon.
Oh, you're looking at the time?
Yeah,
Preferable rather than the
I don't
place?
care where it
You don't
is.
care.
No.
You're
Monrovia. If they got the TV on watching F1, I'm happy.
You are so focused when you watch a Formula 1 race. You are literally, anything could happen around you. You could be in Chernobyl. There could be a meltdown and you are fixed to
If
that
they've got
race.
the race on, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, look, this is bad news that the place is melting. You got the Formula 1 race on.
I should do like when Alonso had his deck chair and they started photoshopping him in various locations.
Yeah.
It should be me watching the Formula 1 race and then just put me in
Different natural
different parts of the world.
different disasters.
Doesn't matter where I
Yeah.
am. Look, there's a bomb going off in Hiroshima. I'm watching the Formula 1. Shut up.
Main Street, Baghdad. Main Street, Luke's there, reclined back with a tagine.
I'm in Palestine.
Yeah.
Rocks thrown. Just don't hit the TV, for
Yeah.
fuck's sake. Helsinki, Finland, 10 past 4. Lima, Peru, 10 past 8. The same as Bogota, Colombia. And yeah, that's it.
Perfect. I'm going to go for my favourite place would be, I'm going to say, I'd like to watch the Formula 1 Grand Prix in Sweden. I reckon that'd be fun.
That'd be all right.
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's perfect. That's
Yep.
beer o'clock.
It's always beer o'clock in Sweden.
Pickled fish, couple
Summer.
of cold beers.
Good looking lass.
There we go.
Yeah.
6'7" blonde lady with big kahunas.
Big kahuna.
Do. Would you like another beer?
You speak fluent.
Sure. Just an update.
Let's do your Marcus Ericsson impersonation.
Yes. The
I'm here to take off your panties.
I am a stay-at-home Viking. I miss the stay-at-home Viking.
Don't we all?
I miss him. Just an update, Luke. The most exciting proposed Formula 1 track for 2020. We're not talking about the Dutch Grand Prix. We're not talking about Vietnam. We are, of course, talking about the Little Battlers GP. The Formula 1 race that represents the little guy, the Monaco of the Gold Coast. Just beautiful. The street track, heaps of DR. It's just a great track. We've driven that track, Luke. There's DRS zones. There's whorehouses on, and there's the nude set. There's all these different sections. It's a unique race for the western part of the Gold Coast. And sure, it lacks a little bit of class. It lacks a little culture. But what it lacks in culture and class, it makes up for in battler. And cheap drugs. And whorehouses. So we've got some news.
Not the best whorehouses, but they're whorehouses.
They're not great.
What's the name of one of them? Any holes a goal?
I think that's one of the whorehouses.
Yeah.
I think that you're right.
Yeah.
Not that we'd know. We don't frequent
During the
there
day,
very-
it's putt-putt.
But it's...
For kids, families.
It's family friendly during the day.
And then nighttime.
Out comes the flashing neon sign and Sandra.
Oh, midweek Sandra.
Yeah. Boys, it's 5 o'clock. Time to go home. Get out. Leave your golf stick and fuck off.
She takes a flag out of her cooch. She was the 18th hole.
She gets up from the last part. Oh, there we go. You can have that one back. Now fucking get out of here.
Great sound effect.
Oh, good Lord. So you've got some news from the Formula One Grand Prix at Nerang, the track. By the way, more great news, more signatories, more sign-ups. Of course, we've had some big people on board. We've got Lorraine at the local IGA. She seems pretty happy about having a...
She's just happy to talk to someone because there was no one ever in
Good
the
point.
IGA.
Good point. And she was drooling and dribbling a fair bit. But we've got 26 signatories.
Oh, that's solid.
26 locals who are super pumped to see the Formula One Grand Prix in Nerang on the Gold Coast. Beautiful undulate, just a great track, very picturesque, hilly. There's a bit of there's trees. It's lovely. You can check out the. Oh, we haven't posted it yet, but we will be very.
No, it'll be posted before the British Grand Prix.
It will be posted. You heard it here. Luke and I driving the track. Check it out for yourself on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. See what you think about the track. It's a long track, 7.2 kilometres. I think it's right up there with the classics.
Spa.
It's very
Silverstone,
Spa.
Monza.
Yeah, very fast.
That's what it'll be. It'll be in that same sentence. Classics.
Yeah, classics. But located in,
Nerang.
The
Monaco of the Gold Coast.
The Monaco of the Gold Coast. Yes, less money, less boats. And...
So here's an update.
Oh, we get an update.
Yep. We've actually found out that the other Grand Prix are stealing some of our ideas.
What?
Yep. The ideas of dedicated drug dispensaries.
Dedicated drug dispensaries?
At-track whorehouses.
Whoa.
And, coming from the Belgian Grand Prix, a dedicated nude section.
No.
Yep.
Didn't we copyright this?
I forgot. Actually, that was Pete.
Oh. Fucking Pete. He's well overdue to be fired. I mean, for a producer who gets paid what he gets paid, he's a waste of fucking money.
He's paid more than we do. We don't get paid anything.
No. We don't get paid a cent.
All of our money goes to Pete. Everything on our Patreon page goes straight to Pete.
Unbelievable. And his addiction to cockfights.
Also, I spoke with the Minister of Sport.
Did you?
Yep. It was a 5-minute phone call.
Terry?
No, not Terry.
Oh.
No.
Who's the Minister?
It's the Minister of Sport.
Oh.
The Australian Minister
Bruce.
of Sport. No, it's a lady.
That's a lady.
Yeah. It was a 5-minute phone call.
Yeah.
4.5 minutes of that was laughter.
Did she have a name, this lady?
No.
Just a lady.
No, I wasn't even sure I was talking to her. I thought it was the Minister of Sport.
Oh, okay. Sure.
4.5 minutes of laughter. They decided they're going to hold a royal commission.
So you were laughing for 4 minutes?
No, not me. They were. I just said, I want to host a Grand Prix in Nerang. Because they're like, you've got 5 minutes to talk with the Minister of Sport.
Oh, wow.
And then once
how did you book it in? Like, you just pre-booked?
I just rang.
Just rang and said, look,
they're not talking to anyone.
I'm representing the Nerang Formula Grand Prix.
I'm a representative of the Nerang Grand Prix.
You probably heard about it. We've got 25 signatories.
Yep, 26 now.
26?
Yep.
And they said, they just laughed at you.
For 4.5 minutes, it says you got 5 minutes. For 4.5 minutes, they laughed. And then they've decided they'll hold a royal commission into the viability of the Nerang Grand Prix. Tiger Air are sponsoring to fly the prostitutes in for the weekend. Because there's not enough. There's a few prostitutes here, but there's not enough in Nerang.
No.
Not for the amount of people that's going to be frequenting these.
Sandra's going to be very busy. She needs a break.
Yeah. Like
she needs some Thai backup or some Indonesian help or some Filipino friends.
Oh, they're going to get them from all around the country. And
they're getting them from Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, good. No, employers. Yeah, no, employ locals.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get them.
Local holes.
Yeah. That makes
weirdos.
sense.
It's the Monaco, the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
We're starting a national conversation.
About what? Brothels or
no, the Nerang Grand Prix.
Oh,
Fucking
okay.
keep on par, mate.
Yeah, right. You just like you're firing away too rapidly.
I am.
I'm finding it hard to keep up.
I have this issue.
There's so many great things that you've done over the last week. You've been very busy.
Not really. So you and I and our listeners starting a national conversation. And because it's going to all around the world, we're starting an international conversation. People are on board and want to get behind the Nerang Grand Prix. So if you're an Australian, ring your local representatives and your state politicians.
Yeah, we implore you.
And tell them your support for the Nerang Grand Prix to steal it from Melbourne. Probably if you're in Melbourne, don't call your people down there because they'll get wind of it. We want to take the rug out from under Melbourne.
There are some great causes in this world: fighting global warming,
cancer,
sexual equality, cancer research. But really, what is top of the list?
Taking care of animals.
That's another good one. Okay, besides taking care of animals, cancer research, looking after the environment, what's the most important thing that we need to be supporting? Help me out here. The Nerang Formula One Gold Coast bid.
Yeah.
Jump on board. Let's start a movement. Let's change the world for the better. Is that our motto?
It is now.
It's not good.
It doesn't roll off the tongue.
We can do better.
Yeah. We should do a song.
We can make a jingle.
A Nerang Grand Prix jingle.
Yes. Well, it would be like the Olympics. There's an Olympic song.
Yes.
And we are one, but we are many.
We are 26.
26 signatories of this wonderful race.
There you go.
We'll think of a jingle.
Yeah. Don't want to give too mumuch away. Got to let the creative juices flow. We can't just put it on the spot.
It's almost like that big
You're
fundraiser.
not Eminem.
No. Remember Live Aid?
Yes. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, just
Live
get
Aid.
a whole bunch of people around to sing a song.
Live Aid.
Yeah.
We get, but instead of famous singers like Michael Jackson and Sting, we get Terry. We get Sandra.
Which Terry?
Sandra from the brothel.
Oh, Terry the counsellor.
Terry the counsellor.
Yeah. Or the mayor.
The mayor of Nerang.
Yeah.
You, me, and...
Terry's also the main drug dealer.
I'd like to think that Pete would turn up, but somehow I think he'd be too busy.
He won't turn up. He won't be too busy, he just won't turn up. It's just... No. Social occasions? No. Pete's right out.
But we're going to put together a song and we'll be able to sing it. And we'll sell it. It'll probably go top of the charts.
It'll go top of something. What's next?
Thanks for the update on the Grand Prix. Making Formula One great, Luke.
So, the idea of making F1 great again, Nerang Grand Prix, what I want to implement in the Nerang Grand Prix and what's going to happen in the future, this is how I'm going to make F1 great again, is every Grand Prix will have a wildcard entrant.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So,
brilliant.
2 drivers, we'll get an engine, one of the chassis last year from, I don't know, Ferrari or someone.
Yeah.
And just chuck a couple of local drivers who have obviously made the grade to drive a car at speed and raced previously, and we'll have a wild card. And actually, by 2021, with the new rule regulations, we're going to launch the effing one Formula One team. It'll be called effing one team.
Oh, that's great. That's great, Luke. Man, that would be amazing.
I know we've got a lot on our plate with Nerang.
I think
but you and me, team principals. Who would be your driver?
We are so time poor right now, Luke. We have very little time to organise this Nerang Grand Prix. But fair enough. If I was to pick a driver, I'd have you. I've seen you at Kingston Park Raceway.
Yeah.
You still hold the top 20 lap time for fastest. You're very good, Luke. I would have you, and I'd have Dan Ricciardo.
Yeah, me and Dan.
You and Dan.
That'd be a smiley couple. We'd be up to mischief.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
You would be more the Hartley of the team member. You'd be more. I just keep crashing. Oops, I'm really crap at this. But
don't worry, I'll be crashing on behalf of the team and behalf of the podcast.
Because it would be like perfectly timed crashing.
Oh, yeah.
Because you would help Dan out every time you drive.
Oh, yeah, it's like Renault, Singapore, when...
Clearing a path.
PK crashed.
Right.
So Alonso could pit.
The perfect teammate.
So, yeah, we'll have new rules, low budget, and some standard parts. And I think that's what we can do to get into F1 and be our own team principals.
Oh, I love it.
So we'll talk about this another podcast.
Okay, no, that's great.
We'll dive head first, pants down.
That's what we do. You've sparked a little
Ooh, I have
thought
seen this.
for making Formula One great. I like the idea of, in like English football, you have a relegation zone. The bottom two drivers, like you have a F1, F2, F3, have that as a relegation zone. Your bottom two drivers, say your gas man.
On the turd championship.
Yeah.
This is what we're about.
The turd championship, the winner of the turd championship, the top two would be relegated to F2. The best two drivers would be, what's the opposite of being relegated? Promoted to Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, just a little thought for you.
Not bad.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Moving on, we do have Kimi Räikkönen. We're going to catch up with Kimi. Find out what he's doing in the porthole, the little wormhole that we have here. It's a direct link to Kimi Räikkönen's life. Kimi Räikkönen, the Formula One world champion. Let's go find out what he's doing in the UK. I think he's in the UK.
Yep.
I can see green fields. I see some cows. Is that a pub? Looks like a pub there. Let's go find out what's going on.
I'm Kimi Räikkönen, world champion. Okay, what do we got here? Is it a pub? Oh, well, let's go for a little... It can't hurt to have a little drinky poo before I go for a little practice session at Silverstone. Okay, what's his pub called? It looks like it's called the Cock and Balls. The Cock and Balls, eh? Yeah, okay, let's go inside. Hey, guys. Hey, everybody. I'm Kimi Räikkönen. Yeah, that's right. Formula One champion. Okay, so, where am I going to find myself some cock and balls? What is that, some kind of dish? Is that some sort of food you guys serve, cock and balls?
All right, geezer. What can I get you?
Oh, hello, mate. Do you speak English? Hey, asshole. I'm Kimi Räikkönen. I said, do you speak English?
This is England, mate. We all speak English.
That's a weird fucking accent you got there, asshole. Look, I'm Kimi Räikkönen, and I'm not...
Have you been punched in the head a few times, mate? It sounds like you have.
Oh, listen here, man. I'm Kimi fucking Räikkönen, mate. Don't make me fucking punch you in the face. They tell me these bar
You
nuts.
sound like Sylvester Stallone.
I'm gonna fuck you up big time, asshole. I'm gonna fuck you up. I want to know about these beer nuts and this... how long have they been here?
They've been there for 45 days.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll hit them. Hang on. Yeah, salty.
Fresh from the piss trough, they were.
Yeah, I think I just swallowed a condom.
Aren't you Valtteri Bottas?
What?
You look like Valtteri Bottas.
I'm not fucking Valtteri Bottas. Kimi fucking Räikkönen.
Nah, mate, you Valtteri Bottas. You're a bit of a pussy like Valtteri.
Listen here, man. I'm gonna fucking punch you in the face, asshole. I'm Kimi Räikkönen.
I'd like to see you try and punch me in the face.
Take that, you motherfucker.
That's not my face. That was.
And listen here, all you fuckers, English people. If you have a problem, I will punch you in the face. Every single one of you.
Alright, this guy's alright. Let's have a party with Kimi.
Let's do some shots. You got some vodka?
You need to check that speech impediment out.
Hey, listen here, asshole. Let's do some ass shots. Who wants to spot me? Hey, you. Put some vodka up my ass.
What? And that was At Home with Kimi. What the hell? Ass shots?
Fucking hell, you're...
That's a thing, isn't it? They do that.
I don't know.
When I say they, I don't know who I'm talking or referring to. But they clench and they vodka in the old touche.
How do they... Whose lips do they go to? The person who's...
No, it's
someone else.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I'm unfamiliar with the concept of arse shots.
So am I.
I really should start drinking.
You should. Yeah, with your ass. Okay. We've got predictions.
Predictions. So, after the Austrian Grand Prix, you've taken another 2-point lead.
Oh, fuck.
I thought it was the other way round, but it wasn't. You went with the clerk, I went with Sebastian.
For someone that knows and is so passionate about Formula One, you are really bad at this.
Yeah.
It's true. That's okay. So I'm 2 points up. What am I now? 8 up?
9 up, man.
Wow, that's awesome. Dude or douchebag?
No, we need to do predictions for the British Grand Prix.
Oh, I'm getting excited. Let's go predictions for the British Grand Prix.
Yep, Mercedes.
Lewis douche canoe.
Lewis, yeah. It's British Grand Prix. It's Lewis.
Charles.
Chuck. I'm going to go...
Here's a chance for you. Come on.
No, I'm going to go Chuck.
Grow a pair, Luke.
Fuck you.
Grow a pair.
Red Bull.
Oh, Max.
I already wrote the M before you said it.
Yeah, you did.
McLaren.
Ooh, Lando, home Grand Prix.
Oh, I was going to go Norris too. I'm going to go Norris. So Red Bull, Renault.
Dan, he's just totally smashing his teammate. Surprisingly, I don't think anyone picked that Dan would be so dominant.
All right, next one will be the Haas-holes.
I'd like to say Grosjean because I like him, but he's just not good. Magnussen.
Silverstone, I'll go Magnussen. Toro Rosso.
Alexander Albon. He's home away from home.
Second home from the TIE Fighter. I'm going to go Kvyat.
Okay.
What's up next? Racing Point. Perez. Ocon.
Yep.
So Ocon.
What are you talking about?
Wishful thinking. Ocon was in the Mercedes AMG.
Ocon will be in a Renault next year.
Ooh.
Just a little tip for you.
Jesus. I think that's bullshit.
I've
Perez
heard-
for you. Perez for me.
Wait. Here's another prediction. Hulkenberg is going to Formula E. Lock it in.
E.
He's getting smashed so badly by Dan, he's going to have to run away.
Alfa Romeo.
Kimi.
And Williams.
George.
Yeah, home ground. George.
Yeah.
I really only have 1 point of difference there.
It's a long way to peg me back now, brother.
Fuck it, I'm going to go Vettel.
Do it.
Done.
Done and dusted. Dude or douchebag?
Dude or
is he
douchebag.
a dude?
Or
Is he a...
douchebag.
Speaking of Kevin Magnussen, the stay-at-home Viking,
Mags.
we will use our scientific methods to determine whether or not Kevin Magnussen is in fact a dude or if he's a douchebag. So let's fire up the dudo-meter.
Right, give me your pros and cons. What do you see? What do you hear from Magnussen? What do you like about him?
I like the fact that he complains incessantly when he's in his Haas to team principals.
You sure that's not Grosjean you're thinking of?
Well, he does as well. They're both complaining. I like the fact that Magnussen's got the balls, the Danish plums, to run into a wall to crash his car, and then the very next day complain to his team that is the worst car he's ever driven. There's a reason for that, idiot. You just crashed it. I like the fact that he's aggressive, gets his elbows out. He doesn't take shit from no one. He's a Viking, unlike Ericsson, the stay-at-home Viking. He's a Viking that would have been a real raper and pillager when the Vikings were at their peak of their powers.
Yeah. He's the one to kind of stand on the front of the boat, and as soon as it hits the sand, he's jumping and running and raping.
Yeah.
I am Kevin Magnussen. I don't care what it is, I will rape it. And I will fuck it.
There's a tree, I'll rape it.
Come here. It's prickly, but I'm going to keep going.
That's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
And I respect it.
He's 100%.
100%. He's all pants down. He's all action. He's a dude.
He's a dude. I agree. If you listen to the starting grid, was that the grid? Is that what it's called? The F1 podcast?
Oh. Is it called the starting
The
grid?
grid? No. The one with Tom Clarkson.
I don't listen to that
Magnussen
one.
was on it. You listen to the one with Tom Clarkson, the Formula One podcast?
No.
TC, keep it flat out.
No, I don't, mate. I don't.
Why don't you listen to that one?
I listen to the BBC. Why are we plugging other podcasts?
Because they're good.
This seems weird. No, that's true. I listen to Motorsport GP.
Beyond the Grid.
Beyond the Grid.
Starting Grid,
Oh,
what a
yes.
fucking idiot.
Beyond the Grid.
Yeah,
Come on.
Magnussen was on the last
Oh,
one.
I love Beyond the Grid.
Oh, no, it was Patrick Tambay. No, it was.
What is happening in this podcast?
Yeah, Kevin
Luke?
Magnussen was the last one.
What's happening here?
It's after midnight.
It's late. I've got to go to work.
I know. I
Not
don't.
now, in the morning, but you know.
Yeah, Mags was on that. Was on the Beyond the Grid podcast, the last one. It was very good.
I haven't heard that. Good podcast?
Yeah, great podcast.
Yeah,
Listen to tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's definitely dude.
Does he talk about raping and pillaging?
He doesn't,
That's a shame.
but I think it's kind of maybe he has an outcuts about raping and pillaging.
Probably.
Yeah, they probably cut it.
Does he
It's
do
'cause
that?
they're soft. We wouldn't.
Does he do the Viking voice? Does he go? It doesn't.
No.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, Luke, you got to marry one, fuck one, kill one. Go.
Well, you get to name the 3 drivers.
No, any 3. You choose a
No, you have to choose them for me. I don't choose them. So you choose which one. You choose the 3, and then I choose whether I marry, fuck, or kill.
Oh,
That's how it fucking works, man.
Well, that's not how I play it, but that's fine. Well, see, normally if I'm at work, I'd say, okay, in this workspace, you've got to marry one, fuck one, kill one, go.
Yeah.
So you've got to put a big pool.
I'm going to give you 3 names.
Give me 3.
So you've got Giovinazzi, Alexander Albon,
Yes.
and Lewis Hamilton.
Why am I even thinking of this?
Fuck one, marry one, kill one.
Okay.
Albon, Giovinazzi, and Lewis Hamilton.
Okay.
Fuck one, marry one, kill one.
All right. I'm going to fuck... I'm going to fuck Alexander Albon. 'Cause this is my reasoning. Because it would be the closest thing to making love to a woman on the Formula One grid.
Yep.
Soft, supple skin. Just, wakes up in the morning, just
Moisturizers.
just looks good. Smells lovely. Okay. I'm going to marry Giovinazzi because he's a good cook. He's gonna come out with some pizza dishes, some ravioli. He makes all that by hand.
And you're going to kill...
that pasta. Hamilton is a dead set easiest thing I've ever had to do in my life is to kill Hamilton.
Well, there you go.
Brilliant.
And now you got to choose 3. Do I choose the same 3 or what?
No, you get 3 other options, 3 different options.
You have to choose 3.
You have Kevin Magnussen. You have Daniel Kvyat. And you have Sergio Perez.
Oh, Sergio's going to die.
Is he?
Yep.
Kill one, marry one, fuck one. Go. Sergio dies.
Kvyat would be the fuck.
Why?
I don't have to last long. I just fucking try and get it done as quickly as possible.
Why Kvyat?
I think Magnussen's good marriage material. He's a good bloke. He's flat out. He's good for a laugh. Has a bit of a party. Kvyat to be fucking dull as shit. Just fuck him and move on. I don't Perez.
Oh, God.
If I fucked him, he'd just be pissed
This is
off.
the
I'm a
worst-
top man.
This is the worst
I'm not
game
gonna-
ever.
I'm not going to be a bottom
Can
to
we
these
stop
guys.
playing? This is horrible.
But yeah, I'd marry Magnussen.
Oh, no, but seriously.
Of course. Dead serious. Deadpan. Look at his face. Magnussen. I'd
Yep.
marry you.
You're marrying Magnussen.
Out of those 3.
You're fucking Kvyat and you're killing Perez.
Yeah.
Copy that. Let's
Yeah.
wrap this shit up. This is just getting weird. Before we go,
Yes.
big thanks to your mum. Luke's mum. What has she's got here? She's got some pudding.
Yorkshire pudding.
Yorkshire pudding. We've got bread and butter pudding. A lot of the puddings. All the pudding varieties are
Yep.
here.
All puddings.
It's all pudding.
Yeah. So we've plenty of meat and veg.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Was it roast
roast,
leg of something that one
scones,
is? Scones.
crumpets, tea,
Crumpet, tea. It smells great. Looks
warm
good.
beer.
Let me have a taste.
Uh,
Oh, God. That's horrible. Yeah.
shut
Well,
up.
they're not winning any culinary awards, are they? The Poms.
It's all beige.
It's all
So
very
it's fish and
beige.
chips.
Yep.
Just if it's anything that's deep fried,
But slightly tasteless.
yeah, bland. They don't like
Bland.
anything spicy over there. Irritable bowel syndrome.
Irritable bowel syndrome. That's
what happens over there.
The poor Poms. Hey, Luke. Thank you very
no
much. Been wonderful. Thanks for welcoming me into your home and allowing me to sit on this sofa.
It'd be weird doing it outside. We'd wake the neighbours up.
Yeah. There would be some very irate neighbours. Thanks very much. Contact us for comments. Let us know what you like, what you don't like on the FE1 podcast and the Instagram page and the Facebook. And the British Grand Prix is just around the corner. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Look forward to it.
Luke, thank you, my friend. You know what I'd do? I'd marry you.
Would you?
You're marriage material.
Oh, thanks.
Yep. I wouldn't kill you. And I wouldn't fuck you.
So So the thing about marriage is you don't have to consummate the marriage. It could be a
God, no.
loveless marriage.
Look at my wife and I.
You've got 3 kids, mate.
Hey,
2 of them don't look like you.
I'm pretty sure it's because there's that wall in the bathroom that she's been,
Rubbing up against.
yeah. Just splash back, bit of splash,
Oh, that's
splash on. Let's get out of here.
Unfortunate. Bye
Goodbye.
now.